So hello everybody, welcome back. A quick video about food. I do remind you that this is a reproduction list, so it might make more sense if you watch this list from the beginning. I have a couple of other videos on food that are not in the reproduction list, if you want to take a look at that one. And anyway, here I am talking to you about this, which is important to keep in mind because, we are used to doing things one way, and that way is kind of like a luxury way, and you might need to reconsider how you do things due to a scarcity of resources. Not necessarily the scarcity of the food per se, but other things like time and fuel and others. So now, grab your coffee, tea, or something hot, and your notebook if you keep these things written. And thank you for watching. And if you wanted to buy me a coffee, you can do that in the link down below. And if you wanted to help me out, you can also send an Amazon gift card in the email down below. And the point right now, it's about a few things. Number one, no particular order. The depth of the pan that you're using for cooking will affect several things, okay? So when things are very not tall, let's say that you have a container that looks kind of like this one versus a container that it looks kind of like that one. See, this one is taller. And I'm talking about only height, not the wide, okay? Now, this is important to understand. When you are cooking for, a hell of a lot of people, let's say 10 people or 20 people, you might think it's not a hell of a lot of people, but if you're used to cooking for 2 people or maybe, 3 people or 4 people, the difference between cooking for 4 people versus 10 people, you will be thinking that is double or maybe sometimes triple, but it's not like that. It actually, the job for doing that, it will multiply like for, like an exponential kind of work, because you will need to serve more, and you will also need to season more and prepare more. It is kind of obvious, but it's not the same. Let me explain. If you have this thing that is deep, you will think that this thing can fit 10 people, but when you're pouring the food, it will not be enough for 10 people. You will have to do 2 of these ones to feed 10 people, because miscalculations will occur, quite frankly, very, very, very bad. Consider that you are doing a picnic for 40 people, so you have enough meat and enough things for 40 people. But when you are cooking, you are assuming that all the food that you are cooking will be enough for 40 people. But at the end of the thing, you miscalculated probably in meat, and you miscalculated in several other things. Sorry, I got interrupted. Anyway, I was telling you, the reason why you are going to have more work, even though you might be thinking, okay, so if I was cooking before for 4 people and now cooking for 8, that will be double the work. Oh, hell no, that doesn't work like that. The reason for that is, like I told you, if you were in a picnic, you are doing miscalculations. Why? Well, number one, there will be people that will not eat salad because they are like, oh, hell no, I don't eat salad because it has onion or because of whatever the hell. So they don't like it or they don't want it. So basically, you are assuming that they will eat it, but they won't. And then there will be people that will be kind of like, you cook meat, but I'm a vegan. So, oh hell, they will be eating double or triple salad. And then there are people that have allergies, and they're going to be kind of like, oh, you're cooking pasta, but I'm sorry, but that thing has gluten, so I need a special diet with no gluten on it. And then there is people that are, having problems with their teeth. They have sensitivity in their teeth, or they are elderly. So they will be kind of like, is that crunchy? Oh, hell, I can't eat that crunchy because it is too hard and it will break my teeth, or, or something like that. Or let's say that you're cooking something and it is cold, a cold salad or something that is cold. And then the person has sensitivity on their teeth, and they will be kind of like, oh my God, that is too cold, and then I get headaches for eating it, or I had to eat it warm or hot. Oh, crap. So if you were trying to please 4 people before and you thought that that was hard, try to please 10 people or 20 people. Yeah, and each person will be demanding, because during hard times, people have a tendency to think that everybody else's job is easier than theirs. So it's kind of like, I clean, and all you have to do is cook, which is way easier than my job, and you can't even do that right, kind of like that. And then, of course, there will be a hell of a lot of fightings, because everyone will think that their job is either the coolest or the worst, and they will be comparing it to your job and your cooking, and they will be thinking that it's easy to remember that, that you're not supposed to put eggs in somebody else's breakfast because they don't like it. And they will be kind of like, how can you not remember me? I'm special. And there will be people that will be fighting with you because you did not remember that they do not like eggs. Oh crap. Especially if they are family. Because they're going to be kind of like, oh, I understand that if you don't have that, with everybody else. But with me, you're supposed to remember me, I'm your sister, I'm whatever. And then you're kind of like, my God, what the hell? Yeah, kind of like that. So, having said all of that, a lot of people will consider this, and in an emological kind of thing, their emotion will be kind of like, okay, so I'm cooking, a soup for everyone, and then you just take the biggest thing, the tallest thing that you can think of, and then you just put everything in it. And then, you wait for the soup to be okay. And then you think, okay, this soup is supposed to feed 40 people. So we are 10 people, it will be okay or whatever. And then you just let it go because, you are too busy or whatever. And you don't realize about something that, oh, crap, you probably forgot. Or if you haven't done this before, you probably don't know. And it is the fact that the heat will come over here, right? Right, that's logical. That's easy to understand. But what you don't understand is that this part, the bottom part, is supposed to go only for things that are harder to cook. And the things that you don't want to be overcooked are in the top. And the things that are for seasoning are in the really, really, really top. And then you gotta figure out how to, make that one on the top to go down. That's why, you might want it to go liquid or something. And now, the reason for this is the following. When you're cooking, let's say the potatoes. If you put the potatoes in here, it's receiving less heat than everything else. And it's also not moving more than everything else, because here there will be bubbles. The bubbles will be moving forward, up. And so this part will be bubbly. And so they are not going to be cooked. Let's say that you cook this thing for 40 minutes. And then you put in the bottom part, you put, I don't know, let's say, cabbages and eggs. Yeah, the eggs are going to be broken. And they will be all over the soup. And the cabbage will be basically just chewy, very chewy, if you can find the cabbage at all, because it will dissolve, because this was too hot. And then the potatoes will be raw. And it will be kind of like, this potato cannot be eaten because it's raw. What the hell? And then, of course, and not a lot of people will think, oh my God, I needed to do this first or whatever. The thing is that you can do this, if you are using only one, you can do this by parts. Or you can help yourself with the metal helpers. I have them in my Amazon wishlist if you wanted to take a look at them. For cooking other things inside the cooking. So for example, let's say that you are cooking potatoes, but you also want to cook eggs. Now, if you cooked both of them together, the eggs are going to break and they're going to make a mess. So what you do is you put the potatoes in the bottom, and then you grab these metal things, and the metal things, they are like holders. So you put the eggs in it, and then you place it inside, and then that way when you are going to take the eggs, you can pull them. And the eggs will be cooked, and the potatoes will be cooked, but they will be cooked separately because you have metal things that are helpers. The metal helpers are usually for vegetables, pasta, and other things. So let's say that you only have one container that is this big, and I do mean like big, tall kind of thing. So you need to cook vegetables, potatoes, and everything, and then you need to put eggs, and then you also need to do the vegetables. So what you do is you separate it into 3 levels. How? Well, you use the helpers, like I just said. There will be one, usually the egg one, will be kind of tall enough so that you can put several things underneath. Or sometimes if you put it, they will hold, even though that they are not sit in the bottom. And then you put the bottom part, which is, this is very, very, very important. Never put something that that you need to cook fast, or it will go or it will be cooked fast in the bottom. The bottom goes for things that are hard and things that take longer to cook. Then you put the eggs with the container thing that you're going to pull, and then you put the pasta in the strainer thing that is already in a metal container thing, and then you put it like that, and then you place the lid on this thing, and then you wait for about 20 minutes. So you open this thing, and then you pull the strainer thing. You will have your pasta. No more draining thing or whatever for the pasta. And you just have to pull it. That's it. And then the eggs, you pull it. Sure, that's it. No mess. No problem. No something. And then the bottom part has the potatoes. That one you will have to strain and everything else. However, here is the deal. That water in which you cook the eggs, the potatoes, and everything else, you let it cool, and it is extremely good for the plants. And in fact, there are people that will use that water to prepare other food, because that water has, I don't know how to call it in English, but that water has like a little bit of the nutrients from the pasta, from the eggshell, and also from the potato skin. So as long as you're not cooking something that contains dirt and something that you didn't clean properly, or something that it has too much of a weird taste or something, then that water can be used for freezing, and then you can put it in containers. And some people will actually put them when they are doing other stuff, like if you were doing a soup, they will use that water. So it will depend upon what you want to do with the water. So like I said, some people do it. Other people are like, oh hell no, I'm using it for the plants. And some people just go kind of like, oh, this is dirty water, I'm just going to throw it away. But since this is hard times, and you probably don't have a hell of a lot of water, and you also probably don't have a hell of a lot of things to flavor with, and all of that, then you might want to save it. Now, this is also why I told you that being clean is one of those things that you really, really, really need to do. Now, by the way, if you're cooking the red beetle, the red beetle thing, the the red beetle thing, obviously, is going to turn the water red. And if the water is red, there are people that will use that water to, that one, along with the potato peeling, the skin of the potatoes. If it is very, very clean, you can prepare hair coloring with that. And then your hair will be reddish with a little bit of brownish. So it's used naturally in your hair to turn it into those two colors. It's one of those things that people do. And speaking of that, food is not just for your stomach. Food can be used for your skin also. Now, consider things that are I have mentioned before in other videos. I don't know if in the food videos, but I think in the other videos. I can't remember now. Let's say that you have you made the coffee and now you have the black thing after the coffee. You can use that for exfoliating your skin, like especially with cellulitis. If you use that in your legs and you massage them with the coffee and the green tea, and both of them together is even better. That will help with your skin. And there are vitamins that are in capsules, and you can break them, and they are very, very, very good for your skin, and also other things. I'm not going to mention all of the details because these are natural treatments and stuff. But basically, if you have vitamin E, you can put it in your other hole, if you know what I mean, and that will help you if you have certain problems. My grandmother used that. I'm not going to tell you the details because I'm guessing that you probably already can figure that one out on your own. So if you're going to do any of these things, by the way, like I told you, food for the skin and stuff like that, you do need to be concerned if you are allergic to stuff, and also if you are overusing it, and also if it is abrasive instead of being what you need it to be. So this has to be done when you're dealing with this one. You really want to have somebody that knows what they are doing. And because certain things are meant for food only, and there are certain things that are for food and skin purposes. So there are oils that you can eat and drink in your tea or in your coffee and stuff like that, and they will help you a lot. And there are multivitamins that you can also add to your creams and stuff like that, because your skin is an organ that actually consumes things. So, I don't know, because like I said, it will depend upon, your skin type and all of that. But you do want to know all of these things beforehand, because your skin is going to suffer a lot, because every time that we are stressed, our body takes a toll. And our largest organ is the skin. So the skin, people will have, like I said, rashes, fungus, and a hell of a lot of things. And they will be dry skin, or they will be very oily skin and stuff like that. So you need natural remedies to try to fix them. And you need to feed this organ that you have called skin something that will work for it. Like I said, certain vitamins, creams, and stuff, and that also comes with the kitchen. And I do mean like an external kind of use. Some things you're supposed to eat for internal cleansing of your body so that your skin can work better and some stuff like that. But like I said, you really, really want to have like a nutrition book, and you really want to have like a old grandma's recipe for whatever, for rashes and for skin problems and all of that. And, and hair coloring, because my God, your food is supposed to work for hair coloring. That was used before we were born, and because we women have been forever very very worried about how the hell do we look, and 400 years ago there was not hair coloring in your drugstore nearby. So women needed to do hair coloring without the chemicals that we have right now. So the hair coloring, you will find it in your kitchen, natural one, by the way, and sometimes that will work best. Chamomile, for example, is also used for that purposes, especially blonde people, and for doing what we call reflexes and stuff like that. I don't know if that is the right word in something like that, but point being, go to grandma's. And there is even a magnet. My God, I swear that one is like the best magnet that you can possibly have for the kitchen. It says, if you have a problem ever, just call 1-800-grandma. Oh crap, oh, really, really. And sometimes it will say, if you ever have a problem that needs fixing, because grandmas are for all problems. They're like all-terrain kind of deal thing. But if you have a problem that needs fixing, the magnet says, and if you have a problem that actually needs fixing, call 1-800-grandpa. Oh crap, those are the two funniest, best magnets that I have ever seen. Yeah, and that is if you are lucky enough to have to know your grandparents. And if you happen to not have grandparents that are alive or whatever, you can actually borrow grandparents for your friends. They probably don't like them, but oh hell, you probably want to meet them and take advantage of the fact that they will give you all the advice and everything for free. Just maybe a little bit of the time, and maybe you can bring them something. I don't know, and whatever. Point being that knowledge and know how to do something during hard times that have to do with skin, hair, nails, and stuff like that, and you can do it in the kitchen. My God, that one is like it's a skill that a lot of people will cherish, and for all I know, nobody will share it with you. I mean, if there is a recipe that you can sell or trade to your friends that is natural for hair coloring, then you're not sharing the recipe and you're not sharing how the hell that thing is done or whatever, because then you have nothing to trade with. So people will be very very jealous of their recipes, and they will be very 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 jealous of they will be very protective of the recipes for hair coloring and skin things and stuff like that, because that is something that they can they can build wealth upon, and it's important that that you get that one. Now, moving on, in terms of fuel for consuming, as in your cooking, if you have limited fuel, because you will have limited fuel. I'm assuming that you're watching these videos because you are in hard times and you do not want to spend all, the like one, I don't know, let's say one can of propane daily. Oh my God, that would be insane. But oh hell, there will be people that will be spending that because they don't know how the hell to, limit the fuel consuming. And one tip for doing that is cutting, keep cutting and cut more. Cut things that are the size of your nail, because they will cook faster, and that way you don't have to spend that much fuel cooking it. Okay, that one is, and that one is from my friend. So anyway, I hope this was helpful. So thank you for watching. I hope to see you again soon.